form of water vapors. Water vapors. These are the state 1, 2, 3. So my dear students, water exists as ice or snow. Underline it please. In the liquid state, it exists as a liquid, as a water. In gaseous state, it exists as a water, vapor or steam. That's true. Yes, that's true. As in solid, as a snow and ice. As in liquid, as a form of water. What about the gaseous or gases? Water, vapors and steam. These are the three states we could find water in nature freely, abundantly, in form of free, in the form of abundance, as in solid, as in liquid, as in gaseous or a gas. Okay, underline it please. Please make sure to watch the picture carefully. In the photograph on the previous page, this page, once again, previous page, iceberg is water in the solid state. It floats on the liquid water. Iceberg is solid, but it floats on a water state, solid state, water state, solid state. My dear student, please make sure to understand the question. The air that, आंसर मैं आपको क्लियर कर रहा हूं, आपको आंसर का क्लू मिल जाएगा. You could find your answers very easily. The air that sound all that portion, all that place, all that iceberg and its surrounding place at sound. Okay, that iceberg contain water vapors. Okay, you can find your answer. Water vapor is in form of water as a gaseous state. Water vapor cannot be seen. You are capable to see the water vapor when they are just gone into air? No. Like you take the example, if you want to wash your shirt, take your shirt, dip into a water, pour some detergent, okay, also we pour some soap or a liquid form of detergent, okay, soapy water or a soap, and just rub it and just to wash it with the plenty of water. Then you want to take just squeeze your shirt and want to take a wire or a thread or a rope to put up your shirt there and then to left it for dry. It means that the water vapor into the air. So could you capable to watch the water, where just the water vapor in the air? No, you can't watch them. But this is the process. You read about the water vapor or other process in the next pages. Okay. One good thing is, please make sure to highlight it. Here is try it out. Compare the three states of water by completing the table as below. Like state of water, solid, liquid, gas. With the help of lead pencil, please solve it. State of water, like solid, liquid, gas. Okay, my dear students. Number two, first one, it's a state of water in the first column. What about the second? Does it have a definite shape? Please make sure to find some characteristics which we read about in solid, liquid and gases. Same properties things come here. Does it have a definite shape? Does it have a definite volume? Can it flow or can it be compressed? Okay. What about does it have a definite shape? Yes, as a solid. It had a definite shape in the first column. So what about does it have a definite volume? Yes. Can it flow? Solid can flow? No, not at all. Can it be compressed? No. In the one column, in the second column, in the third. इसके column के answer के हिसाब से मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. What about in the one situation, in solid? Now liquid. Does it have a definite shape as in liquid? No. Does it have a definite volume? Yes. My dear students, once again, just to reinforce your mind, click your mind, we read about the properties in the gases all around, about solid, about liquid, about gases. So please make sure these answers to yes or a no or a yes from there as a clue form. Can it flow? Yes. Liquid thing can flow. Yes. Yes. Can it be compressed? No. It's a solid state, it's a liquid state. What about the gaseous state or a gas? Does it have a definite shape? No. Does it have a definite volume? No. Can it flow? Yes. Gases can flow through container. Can it be compressed? Yes. This is a structure-based column as a part of try it out, and you must be complete the try it out answer by giving the answer yes or no, no or a yes on your textbook. On textbook, try it out page number 56. What about solid? 1, 2, 3, 4. In the first column you write yes, second in a yes, third one no, fourth one no. What about liquid? First column no, second one yes, third one yes, fourth one no. What about gas? First one column no, then once again no, and the last two both yes and yes. This is the answer. I also be shared the try it out answer in your group work too. Okay. Water changes from, at the end, please underline it please. Water changes from one state to another. One state to another when it loses or gain heat. I many times asked to you this chapter is very interesting and very informative because already you had learnt many technical techniques or learnt about the other material or informative material or a pre-introductory material in class 4 in topic solid, liquid and gases in keeping warm too. So what about 2 chapter and then the previous 1 chapter gases all around, you read about the state and state characteristics, their properties, gases, liquid, solid, liquid and gases in chapter 2. Okay, now the term, very most important terms come here. When water loses heat, it's most important question. When water loses heat, about the freezing term. I also be sure the try it out and the other differentiate terms and definition answer, one word answer in your group 2. Okay, freezing or a freezing point. At the page 57. Where do you usually find ice and snow? It's a common question. Where do you find usually ice and snow? It's ice glaciers, ice snow caps in your freezer, in container, at home you could find in your freezer, refrigerators. Okay, that's true. In a hot or a cold places. Obviously, ice could be found in the cold places. Like I'll say give you a glaciers example. Okay, I give you example of the icebergs example as a cold region places. Okay, how can you will change water into liquid state to water in solid state ice? It's a good question regarding text 2. Okay, heat flows, underline it please. Heat flows from a hotter object. You read about in grade 4 too. मैंने इसलिए आपको आपके previous classes के hints और clues दिए हैं क्योंकि आपके पहले पढ़ के आए हैं. Heat loss, heat gain, you read about in class 4. So what about in 5? Same thing, same point, but is in our example extent, informative. Okay? Heat flows from hotter object to a cooler object. एक hotter object से cooler object पे उसका बहना कैसे? Hot object lose heat to their cooler surrounding according to their situational places, according to their surroundings, according to their whole surroundings depend on a cooler surrounding. Cooler. And we're talking about the cooler. Coolers. Second degree, use of second degree. When a liquid, what about the liquid? Water is your liquid as a source. When a liquid loses enough heat, using as a quantifier here, enough heat, it can change into a solid. Ultimate, it can change into a changing state of matter as a solid, a type of solid. When a liquid changes into a solid, underline it please, we say it freezes at a 0 degree. Once again, ice become at a stable of solid shape, so we say it's a 0 degree temperature or a freezing at a 0 degree. The temperature at which a liquid freezes is called freezing point. A liquid, like you take a water and just put into a freezer. Take a water into container and put into a freezer. On the next day, after a few hours, you just got it become a thick, hard, solid shape of ice or a snow type. So it's called its freezing point. Freezing point of water is 0 degree. Keep in mind, the freezing point of water is 0 degree and the boiling point of the water is 100 degree. Whenever just we want to discuss about the terms into differentiate terms and then examples, you are capable to write that the water, once again I tell all of you, the freezing point of the water is 0 degree centigrade, 0 Celsius or a 0 degree. Okay, different liquids have different, keep in mind it's a water. I'm here talking, mentioned in the according to the text that freezing water of water is 0 degree. So what about the different liquids? I have different freezing point. What about the other liquid? What about the mercury? What about the silver? What about the gold? So these all are having their different densities, different boiling point, different melting point, different freezing point. Okay, like pop slice. Make sure to highlight pop slices are made by freezing colored and flavored water in freezer. There are different colors, different flavors. Some one lemon, orange, strawberry, mint, ice lolly. So pop slice or ice lollies are made by the freezing colored. Food colors also you take in different like the food items like in so you say sweet dishes like in biryani, in the salty food like in sweet foods, okay, like in kheer, like in custard, as in food color, okay. But we discuss about pop slice or a ice lolly are made by the freezing colored and flavored, past tense, colored, flavored water in phases. The page number 58, very good point, condensation. Have you noticed, this is the plant, having some dewdrops, shabnam ke qatre, is the source, dewdrops, shabnam ke qatre, nami ke qatre. Have you noticed droplets of water on leaves early in the morning during the time of winter, or all of a sudden then the time or the weather just or the climate just all of a sudden change? Do you watch that? Have you noticed the droplets of water on leaf early in the morning? Yes, very clearly in picture and very clearly as in object of evidence there. These droplets of water are dewdrops. और dewdrops किसको कहते हैं? शबनम के या नमी के छोटे छोटे कतरों को कहते हैं जो अक्सर हमें प्लांट्स के ऊपर, ग्रास के ऊपर एट द अपर सरफेस हमें उसके नजर आते हैं. Where do the dewdrops come from? ये कहाँ से आते हैं? That's one of the good point. You also take, it's depend to you how to find the question answer, because your answer is very convenient. Take your once again sticky notepad and write the answer here. Write the answer like, have you noticed droplets of water on leaves early in the morning? Yes, I have seen. So maybe you are capable to also see. These droplets of water are dewdrops. That's true. Where do dewdrops come from? Come from is a phrasal verb. ये कहाँ से आते हैं? जरा सोचिए, मैं आपको पढ़ता हूँ नीचे. To find out more on condensation, fill a glass. अब हम एक experiment कर सकते हैं. It's a very easy experiment, especially nowadays, in the summer days. You take one glass water as a glass, शीशे का glass लें, fill it with the ice cold water. Fill it totally. Ice उसमें डाल दें आप. A piece of ice cubes डाल दें, पानी डाल दें. Leave the glass on the table at room temperature and take that glass and just leave on the table at the particular room temperature, not in AC. Especially on dining room or in your living area, just drop at the table. Glass, but fill with ice cube and cold water. After a few minutes, within a few minutes or after a few minutes, you observe the glass. What do you see on the outer surface? There literally, you find dewdrops at the outer surface of a glass. Like this is a glass and you just fill it with water cold water and some pieces of ice cubes. Okay. Now I leave the glass at the table at the room temperature, exactly room temperature nowadays in summer days. And after a few minutes, I watch what be happen with this glass. Like take this example. Please highlight this question with the help of your highlighter. After a few minutes, observe the glass. What do you see on the outer surface? This is a source-based answer. Question as in according to source-based. Okay, you just observe some dews as a glass of dews as a wet part of outer side of the glass, not inside. When the water vapor in the surrounding air, underline it please. When the water vapor in the surrounding air comes into contact with the cold outer surface. Cold outer surface. I'm not talking about inner surface, outer surface. अंदरूनी, उसकी जो मतलब के outer बैरूनी को कहते हैं, inner कहते हैं अंदरूनी को. But here mention outer surface, सतह को कहते हैं. Of the glass of the water, it loses definitely the point which touch here. It loses heat to the glass. It exactly loses to the heat the glass. The water vapor cools down. Phrasal verb. Obviously, the water vapors at that time cools down, stable हो जाते हैं, ठंडे हो जाते हैं, and changes into water. And certain they must change their shape, the structure, into a dewdrop. We see these water droplets on the outer surface. This is the outer surface. Outer surface. Cold drinks पे ये नजर आता है, juices पे हो सकता है. We can see these water droplets on the outer surface of the glass. Water droplets from the piece, underline it. Water droplets from the outer surface of a glass of cold water. This is the one of the good source-based answer and very interesting too for all of you. Okay, this is the term. First one we read about freezing term, freeze and freezing term, then condensation. Under page number 59, the change of a gas, my dear student. Now, the change of a gas into a liquid. Now this strategy or state change. At the page number 59. The change of a gas into a liquid is called condensation. Is a defined and particular example included too. I also commit with you. I share these all type of definitions, their short question answers, and their specially differentiate terms in your group work too. When water in the gaseous state loses enough heat is the concept for use. Enough heat, it condenses into liquid water. Liquid water. Dewdrops come from the water vapor in the air. It's a committed thing here. At night, especially at the night time, the surface of the plants cool. Phrasal verb. रात के वक्त जो plants की surface होती है, सतह होती है, वो cool हो जाती है, ठंडी पड़ जाती है. And the water vapor in the air condenses from water droplets. इसका committed thing ये हमारी इस life का एक cycle है जिसके अंदर dewdrops की ये saturation process हमें देखने को मिलता है. But according to the fact of temperature, time of temperature, according to the surrounding temperature. Can you see dewdrops in the afternoon and why? Is that answer possible? ये activity based answers को आपने खुद इस तरह reinforce करना है कि ये आप लोगों को आए. वो कह रहे हैं can you see dewdrops in afternoon and why? I share this question's answer in your group work and you are capable to use your sticky note pad. मैं आपको explain कर देता हूँ. आपने question है highlight करना है can you see dewdrops in the afternoon and why? इस question को highlight करना आपने at the page number 59 और आपने sticky note pad लगा देना यहाँ पे question और highlight करके. ठीक है. I share this question answer in your group, but first one I explain you. Can you see dewdrops in the afternoon? क्या आप लोगों ने दोपहर के वक्त शबनम के नमी के कतरों को कभी देखा है? At different places, on leaves, on grass, okay, and why? What about the reason? Why? Relative pronoun use किया गया है. No. The answer is no. I cannot see the dewdrops in afternoon. No, I am not capable to see. Even I am not capable, even you are not capable to see dewdrops at the afternoon because the temperature is too high, too high for the water vapor to condense and dewdrops present in the morning would have evaporated and changed back. Phrasal verb, use a phrasal verb. Okay, change back into water vapor by the afternoon. It's quite clear. Okay, what about the temperature and what about the situational thing at that time which we present in the afternoon time? Try it out. आंसर है मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ और आपने इसका आंसर जो है वो ड्राफ्टिंग पैड पे, आई एम टेलिंग यू, ड्राफ्टिंग पैड पेज पे यूज योर ड्राफ्टिंग पैड पेज पे लिख के यहाँ पे पेस्ट कर दो. ठीक है. Only use, I'm going to talk about, try it out. Use your drafting pad page to write these questions like breathe on the surface of a mirror. It's a very good activity. सर्दियों में अक्सर आप देखें, अगर आप नहा के निकलें या अगर आप वॉशरूम में जाएं, if you just go to washroom and just to spell your mouth as a full like a balloon, spelling balloon, and just to spell your mouth as a breathe to in front of mirror, शीशे के आगे. Then what do you observe on the surface of mirror? आपको शीशे की जो surface है, सतह, उस पे क्या नजर आएगा? What you could find there. Explain your observation. This answer is based on observation by a personal own experiment, but during the time of winter. I tell you that. And another one, this is the girl. She's taking a electric kettle as a kettle, and she's putting on a table. And at the table, she separate the mat, table mat, and put the kettle at that mat. But the kettle is fully be, you just say, at the temperature, maybe she boiled the water at a particular 100 degrees centigrade at our time, and she's taking a tray, hold a metal tray over the spot where just the smoke, the steam, इसमें से steam जो है वो बाहर आ रही है, किसमें से? Kettle में से. And the girl is wearing a gloves as a woolen gloves in her hand, and she's taking a tray in her hand, hold a metal tray over is the phrasal verb. The spot of a kettle, ये इसके spot पे, इसके hole पे, यहाँ से smoke बाहर आ रहा है, इसका steam बाहर निकल रहा है, not smoke, steam कह रही हैं आप इसको, भाप बाहर आ रही है. Kettle, electric kettle or a kettle, boiling kettle, okay, or boiling water, उबलते पानी की. What do you observe on the metal tray? Okay, what is the clear thing which just be appear or which is clearly seen at this metal tray? Explain your observation. Both of answers are very interesting and observation based, and please make sure to write this both of answer on drafting pad page, not on sticky note pad. So what about the answer? I also will commit you and share this answer in your group work too. And this work is most important to do on your textbook, not on your notebook. Okay, the surface of the metal tray become misty. It's the type like you read about in class 2 in social studies about the weather and climate, about fog, mist, brightness. So you mist, M-I-S-T. It's the movie, Hollywood movie also, Mist and Fog too. Fog is a separate movie. A misty patch can be observed on the mirror. Mirror पे जब आप spell करें अपना वो, just spell your mouth and just to be breathe at the front of mirror, it become patchy due to mist. So misty patch can be observed at the river on the mirror when I breathe it out, like this activity by yourself, by myself, by your own self. So then the warm water vapor in my breath came into contact with the cool mirror surface and condenses the tiny water droplet which are seen on the misty patch on the mirror. This scene is also you can watch in Titanic movie by the Kate Winslet. She is just performing this scene. She does. I still remember she had done that mist of breathing out scene. I think in car's mirror there, in carriage there. Number 2. What about that? Hold the metal tray over the spot of a kettle of boiling water. What do you observe on the metal tray? Explain your observation. Both of answer are based on observation, your own observation. The surface of the metal tray become misty. It's also become misty. Why? When the hot steam, I'm talking about the hot steam touch the cool metal, because metal is cool. But what about the steam? तो उसमें से steam निकल रहा है. ग्लास में से नहीं, जो कैटल में से निकल रहा है, ठीक है, और जो ट्रे रखी गई है, ट्रे ठंडी है, कूलर, so that's why it say that hot steam touch the cold metal and surface on the tray, it condense and change into tiny water droplets. After some time it become to shows as a tiny droplets. This is the answer, which is the most important part about kettle. But be careful about that. Both the steam and the kettle are very hot. Keep in mind, this is the one of the good point. Both the steam and the kettle are very hot. Do not place the tray near the spout or touch the kettle. So the girl is wearing, for the protection, woolen gloves to hold a metal tray. Page number 60, when water gains heat. Very good point. It's the last point. Melting. We discuss about the term freeze, then freezing point, point. Then we discuss about the condensation. Example there. Now we discuss on the page number 60, when water gains heat. Perhaps we discuss about when water loses heat. Now, when water gains heat. Dear students, melting and then melting point. What about the melting? If you have, please just watch this source very carefully. If you leave an ice cube outside the freezer, it changes from dark solid ice into liquid. Like take this ice cube example, a melting ice cube, now turn very easy, very rapid form. Water after some time. The change of a solid, please underline it, the change of a solid state into a liquid is called melting. Like you take the example of ice, you have to take the example of ghee, like you take the example of chocolate, melting. Okay, the ice cube, underline it, when the ice cube gains heat from the surroundings and its temperature, underline it please with the help of highlighter, increases when its temperature increases to 0 degrees centigrade or at 0 Celsius. It starts to melt. The temperature at which ice melt is called melting point. Different solid have, and same thing, different solid have different melting points. Different solid have different melting point. I also will share some different solid as information. What about their melting point? What about their densities? What about their boiling point? Does the temperature of a solid change when it melting? Is depend to you to write the answer in a very convenient and very easy way. Okay, this is the end of this chapter task, mean that 55 to 60 today we discuss about the states, their types, their logical sense, and I think so you all hope and enjoyed it. Please make sure to do the textbook work on textbook and the notebook work according to my given instruction on your notebook work, but with the passage of time, gradually and slowly. Do your work in the neat form on your textbook and be careful about to complete your work very neat order on your textbook. Okay, goodbye. Allah Hafiz.